Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we are going to be presenting our work in Prose class about setting. So the first one is, what is setting? Setting is the natural manufactured political, cultural, and temporal environment, including every that character knows and owned. Second one, author used three basic types of setting. First, private homes, public buildings, and various processions are important in literature, as in life, to reveal or highlight qualities of character and also to make literature lifelike. Authors include many details about objects of human manufacture and construction. Second, outdoor places are seen of many literary actions. The natural world is an obvious location for the action of many narrative and play. Third one, culture and historical circumstances are often prominent in literature. Just as physical setting influences character, so do historical and cultural condition and assumption. Third, and the next one, the importance of setting in literature. Author is using to create meanings, just as painter include backgrounds and objects to render ideas. Depending on author purposes and the amount of detail may vary.
Alright, setting augments a work's realism and credibility. One of the major purposes of literary setting is to establish realism or verisimilitude. As the description of location and objects become specific and detailed, the events of the work become more believable. Even futuristic, symbolic, and fantastic stories, as well as ghost stories, seem more believable if they include places and objects from everyday experience. Also, several stories make no pretenses at portraying everyday realism. Their credibility is enhanced because they take place in settings that are based in reality. Next slide, please. Alright, setting sometimes accentuates qualities of characters. Setting may intersect with characters as means by which authors underscore the influence of place, circumstance, and time on human growth and change. The way characters respond and adjust to setting can reveal their strengths. Next slide, please. Alright, setting is used to structure and shape literary works. Authors often use setting as one of the means of organizing their stories. In short, the structure of the story depends on a normal natural change of scene. Another organizational application of place, time, and object is the framing or enclosing setting, where an author opens with a particular description and then returns to the same setting at the end. Next slide, please. Settings are often symbolic. If the sense and materials of setting are highlighted or emphasized, they also may be taken as symbols through which the author expresses ideas. The next material will be presented by Cici.
The next is setting contributes to atmosphere and mood. The author may create an atmosphere or mood for the action through the description of shapes, lights and shadows, animals, wind, and sounds. There are many ways to develop moods. Description of bright colors, for example red, orange, and yellow, may contribute to a mood of happiness. References to smells and sounds bring the setting to life further by asking additional sensory responses from the reader. And the last thing is the setting of story, for example in a small town or large city, may evoke responses to these places that contribute to the work's atmosphere. Okay, the next is setting often underscores a work's irony. Setting may establish expectations that are the opposite of what occurs, not only in fiction but also in plays and poems. For example, the dueling pistol in Chekhov's play The Bear bring out the irony of the developing relationship between the major characters. These guns, which are designed for death, in fact become the means that prompt the characters to fall in love. The next is writing about setting. You have to organize your essay about setting. The first is an introduction. You can make a brief description of the setting or the scenes of the work. Continue by describing the topics you plan to develop. And second, in body, you may need to combine your major approach with one or more of the others. Whatever topics for development you choose, be sure to consider setting not as an end in itself, but rather as illustration and evidence for claims you are making about the particular story. And in conclusion, summarize your major points or write about related aspects of setting that you have not considered. If your essay treats the relationship of setting and action, your conclusion might mention connection of the setting with character or atmosphere.